installed Ikea Sklogsklovers blinds. However you say that, someone will correct me. I'm very pleased with how they look, and this way they go up. It's very satisfying. Success. My goal in buying them was installing them as inside of the frame as you could, because I like that clean, minimal look of them being snug inside the frame. And I measured it out as close as I could and watched a YouTube to figure out how I would cut the mechanism to fit perfectly snug inside the frame. And I'm glad I didn't do it, and I don't have to do it, because it wouldn't have worked. What I didn't consider was that the bracket would not have fit. So here are the blinds and what you need to install the blinds. They don't come with screws, and I had a problem the first time I was installing because my screws were too big and filled up more than their share of this hole with a normal size wood screw head, and then the mechanism didn't work because the large screw head kind of locked it together. So, trial and error, you need a screw with a somewhat small head, and I found these to be a good length and size, the 6 ones. So I got way more than I need. So I got 6 sets of blinds, 4 each, but it was more economical to just buy a bunch. But these 1-inch screws with a smallish head is just about perfect. The other thing you need to know that I didn't know is you need to have room if you're going to install inside your window frame. You need to have enough room inside the window frame. And these mechanisms require more wood frame than I had. For the amount of surface you're going to need to attach to these brackets, I think it would be really helpful to know how big the brackets are. You need at least 2 inches if you're going to do the top mount and get your screws into those 2 screw holes. And if you're going to do the side mount, you need less, like 1.25 inches. So that's what I've been doing. You have 2 options. You could screw in the top, maybe underneath a window frame, or on the ceiling, or you can go on the side inside the window frame. But in my case, I had to go up here, just above the window frame, but still on the frame itself, to give it enough room. So I'll measure it out and we'll get started. These are the materials. I have a drill that is corded, and it really doesn't work well for screwing in screws, so I just use it for the pilot hole for the screws, and then I just use a handy old screwdriver to get the screw in all the way. Need a tape measure. You end up measuring about 2 inches in on each side is where you put the bracket, and then once you get the bracket in, this blind just snaps into place very easily, unless you did what I did and you screwed into this mechanism and seized up this, because this thing has to move and then it all clicks into place like magic. It seems like really good design when it works. So I've got a pencil to mark my spots and we'll begin. As long as you get it somewhat at 2 inches, it'll look centered, and you can slide the blinds around once you get them into position. And putting dots in the screws, then I'll drill in the screw holes a little bit, and then I'll screw this. I'm very pleased with these blinds. This one attaches to the top with the back side of the bracket, and they're just fine.